Good morning. Welcome to Daniel's Inferno. My name is Daniel. Thank you for joining me today. If you have a moment, please like, subscribe, share, and join the conversation below. I'd love to hear from you. So, my country seems to be in the news today, even more so than it has been after the Iran plane crash, which saw 175 lives errantly lost. This video is going to be on an individual in Canada who has gained quite a lot of notoriety for her trying to sue different businesses who refuse to wax her scrotum. So this is a transgender, male to female transgender activist named Jessica Yaniv, who, through my understanding, still has male genitalia. When you go to female waxing services and you are transgender, the people who are doing the services need to be trained specifically for dealing with you and with what's going on. Not everybody is going to be trained or comfortable to deal with that. So Jessica Yaniv sued them and brought it to the Human Rights Council. She lost. She did a live stream with Blair White, fantastic YouTuber, a true transgender activist through and through, actually cares about the rights of transgender individuals in the LGBTQ community, whereas Jessica Yaniv is a predator. Plain and simple, a predator. Taking pictures in the female washrooms, being creepy, asking kids to come to some pool parties that she wants to host at community pools where it's shirtless. A lot of weird things. So she was in court for brandishing an illegal taser on stream with Blair White back in August. Tasers are illegal in Canada. So she is in court on a weapons charge. Excuse me. It's we got a lot of snow here, so I caught a bit of a cold. And Jessica Yaniv, when a reporter asked her the simple question, are you going to say you're guilty or not guilty? How are you going to plead? And she started chasing this reporter and ended up attacking him. The police were asked to look into this. From my understanding, what happened was they asked the reporter to leave the premise, or it would constitute harassment, that he would be harassing Jessica Yaniv. What is going on in my country? Seriously. How are people allowed to assault others, and because they've caused a ruckus and because they're a transgender activist, they just get away with it? So let's talk about this article a bit. Jessica Yaniv has a record for violent interactions with reporters, but this one may lead to actual charges being leveled against, quote, her. Keen Bext, a reporter for the right-wing website Rebel News, walked up to Yaniv with a camera as she was walking out of the Provincial Court of BC on Monday after a hearing on charges of possessing an illegal weapon, the taser. Will you be pleading guilty, he utters, before Yaniv charges at him with a barrage of punches. Yaniv followed after the journo, who said she punched him in the back of the head, yelling, "Get away from me. I'm calling the police on you," he says, and Yaniv retorted, "I don't give an S." In a follow-up statement, he said he was seeking legal advice on whether there are any options to make sure this menace sees justice. Good for you. Yaniv's charges stem from a live stream YouTube debate in August where the activist flashed a stun gun, demonstrating knowledge that the weapon was prohibited in Canada. They soon arrested Yaniv and searched the activist's house, where they also found prohibited pepper spray. Yaniv is now facing 6 months in prison for each charge. Ha ha. During recess on Monday, Yaniv also confronted the Post-Millennial reporter Amy Eileen Ham, whom she claimed had taken her photographs in the woman's bathroom. Ham said she entered the bathroom but quickly exited after spotting Yaniv there. Police searched her phone and found no photos of the trans activist. So Jessica Yaniv goes to the police, says, like, search her phone, search this journalist's phone right now. She took photos. There's nothing on it. They violate this woman's rights. Like, that's false charge. That's a false... You're maligning this person by claiming they took photos of you. And when it's proven wrong? Trust me, if I was a woman and I walked into a bathroom and Jessica Yaniv was in there, I would do the exact same thing that this journalist did. I would turn the hell around and walk out. I would not spend more than a millisecond around this individual. No one could compel me, nothing under the law could compel me to spend time with this predator. Yaniv successfully insisted on barring Bext and another reporter from covering Monday's hearing, so there is scarce information on what happened there. According to Ham, Yaniv asked the court for a publication ban, similar to that enforced in the summer during the infamous, quote, scrotum waxing case, but the request was denied. Yaniv then reportedly requested a new court date, and the hearing was rescheduled for the 10th of February. In August, Yaniv assaulted another Rebel News reporter with a cane as she was calling out the activist's well-documented obsession with teenage girls in their periods. The fact that this individual is allowed to just run willy-nilly around Canada and conduct their business, almost like on a campaign of terror under the guise of transgender activism in the community. She has tried to have 2 businesses shut down. She has assaulted numerous journalists. She has tried to have publication bans. She is now in court on banned weapons charges. At what point do we say enough is enough? This person's sexuality, how they identify, does not shield them from the law. It is not a shield. It is a personal, it's something for you. I don't care about a person's sexuality until you use it as a shield and a cudgel against the world around you. And Jessica Yaniv saw the fact that transgender activism was an emerging place where communities, specifically left-wing communities, would protect and shield from criticism or anything at all, quickly took up the guise of transgender activism. This individual is a predator who is trying to go after women any way they see fit. And if that means they have to dress, act, everything else as a woman, then that's something that they're very clearly going to do. Why the police did not arrest her on assault and battery or slander against either of these journalists, it's really sad. It's almost as if, oh, well, they're not mainstream and they're right wing, so we don't care. Just because you're a conservative newspaper doesn't mean you don't deserve the same rights as everyone else. If Jessica Yaniv can command so much rights and so much respect from the law, then I would assume it should be universal. I have another video coming up. Thank you all for watching. I'm Daniel's Inferno. Have a wonderful day.